everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
So I found out that my baby daddy got married because someone sent me a text message of his marriage license. Mind you, this man was actively planning on relocating to Dallas so that we could co-parent. Let me read it back because this is all so unnecessary. When I got pregnant with my son, I had no intentions on keeping that baby. Um, when I decided to not delete his fetus, I, in my head, vowed that I was going to be a single mom. Like, this was my baby. This is my choice. I don't even want to deal with none of that. I actually want this man to leave me alone. So, went through my whole pregnancy alone. Cool. He did not come around. My therapist convinced me to let him know when I was going into labor. And I let him know. He showed up to the hospital. That was pretty much it. Once my son hit about 7 months, he wanted to come back around. Again, my therapist said, that's a good idea. You should let him. So, I let him under the conditions that he would be consistent. That's the only way that you're going to be in my kid's life. There's no in and out. There's no back and forth. Either you're going to be here or you're not. What you're not going to do is traumatize him even more. He decided to be consistent. He started being consistent. I let him keep my son. I even let him keep him overnight, which, if you know me, you know that is a lot. So he had been consistent. I appreciated the help. It eased the burden of being a single mother. I said, okay, I kind of like this. I ended up having to relocate to Dallas for work, right? My best friend was supposed to drive with me. I pretty much packed up, sold all my shit and packed up a little bit of stuff, and I was gonna drive across the country. She was going to drive with me, so I didn't have to drive by myself. She ended up getting sick. Well, Mr. Nigga decided he was gonna volunteer because he didn't want us driving alone. Cool, love that, great. I didn't want to drive anyway. He decides to drive. He stays for about a week, helps me get unpacked and like get everything set up so I could do all my running around without having to take the baby with me. And then he leaves. At that point, he decides, hey, I'm gonna come out once or twice a month, help you get to know my son, bond. Woo woo woo. Love it. Sounds good. I don't want to be a single mom for real, but you know, you do what you gotta do. So he's in, he's consistent, he's here. He decides, I'm moving to Dallas. The job market is great. The housing market is cheaper. This just sounds like a plan. So he starts doing interviews. He starts looking for houses, looking for places to live. We're looking at the commute and how far it is from this and how far it's from the daycare and how this is going to work out. Like, he's actively planning. So I think actively planning to move, and we're putting these plans in motion. So he tells me this last time that he's there, he's gonna come back around April and he will be moving. Like, he's going to get rid of his stuff and figure out, you know, everything there, tie up the loose ends. He gonna be back. Perfect. Sounds great. I could use the help. I'm literally out here by myself. So that time comes. It's getting close. I'm confirming, like, hey, are you, this is the day, like, what, so that I can plan around it. I'm a planner, I'm a Capricorn, I need to know. So I'm planning, and he's like, oh no, you know, I can't. I think he like said someone got sick, or like there was it was an emergency that he could not come and he needed to push it back. I remember the date though. I remember the date because I'm weird with numbers. Call me Rain Man. So it's like, all right, cool. He's like, but I'm gonna send you this money so that you can take care of Ash. Cool. Like, the Capricorn, I speak money. This works. About a week later, I get this text message from someone I don't even talk to, and I was like, I think you should see this. And I'm looking, and I'm like, Clark County marriage license, huh? And this date, I'm like, so the wheels start turning. This man said he couldn't come out here because somebody got sick and ended up married at the courthouse. A married man, betrothed. He is a married man. He never told me either. I sent him a text message and I said, congratulations. Guess you're not moving to Dallas.
What it do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. Back in the confessional. Yes, we staying lit, big dog. This is a crazy situation right here that a man actually turns up married. I don't find it hard to believe. You know, he was always living that life. But what it is, I can't just blame him for getting married. I blame him for not keeping it real with her and telling her like, look, you didn't want nothing to do with me. I moved on, you know? And the if she's, I don't think she should even be mad that he moved on. You know, they had no intentions on being together. So the thing is, you know, I don't know. Him getting married was something, but he was still lying to her, and he had no reason to lie to her. So, you know, that right there. That right there will be enough. You know. But then, like I said, one thing, the worst part about this series that I'm about to do with all these stories is that men such as myself are having babies with women, and we have no intentions on making them a wife. So he, instead of being with the woman that he impregnated, he's starting a whole new thing with some other woman and leaving the woman who had his kid to now fend for herself. And as you know, I'm not gonna be a hypocrite because I understand my situation with having baby mamas, multiple of them, like two, creating these broken homes, creating bad environments with and toxic relationships and trade-offs with a kid. And you know what? I had 100% intentions on marrying the mother of my kid, the last one, and also being a big part of her life. But then situations came up where people couldn't control their emotions, and things just went bad from there. And at the end of the day, I went from picking up my kid on a daily to not seeing my kid for a very long time. And then now when I do see my kid, it's every other weekend, you know, and it's not the everyday the life that we had built. Even though we weren't together, it was like I still got to see my kid every day. And now I'm forced to live with this situation of not seeing my kid every day. And as a father, I still deserve to be a big part of her life. But, you know, it just is what it is. But that's all I see with this guy is just creating terrible situations and lying about it as if somebody really cares. Like if she cared about you, she wouldn't, you know. I think in somewhere she had some hope that they would co-parent well, but then with him lying about his situation, that just confirmed how she actually felt. And now I don't think she's going to make it any easier on him. But that's it. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section.
Everyday people.
Day and night. For some women, it can start working in as quick as 1 week.